It's your girl Nisi here with Wild Pear Tarot. Thanks so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm a tarot and oracle reader, a light worker, and an alchemist that specializes in celebrity readings, pick-a-pile messages, and channeled messages for the collective. Thanks so much for tuning in, y'all. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. All right. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. Also, share with your friends, y'all. Like, share these videos with your friends. I'd love that. Also, I accept tips. That information is in the description box below. Make sure that you check that out on ways that you can support me, support my channel. I really appreciate it, y'all. All right, y'all. All right. So it has been a minute since I have been on my YouTube channel, y'all. It's been a couple months. I needed a break. Life has been lifing. I've been dealing with, different kind of things, personal shit, life shit, family shit. You know how it goes. But I am back. Definitely expect some more videos and stuff coming up this year. The year is not over yet. We're actually moving into what? We're moving into September, ho! Yeah, damn. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I've decided to do a reading on Doja Cat. Okay? It's been time. The family been knocking on the door telling me I gotta do a reading on Doja Cat. So here I am to do a reading on Doja. So let's get it started, y'all. We know her as a rapper, a songwriter, hip-hop artist, definitely getting into fashionista. I mean, she coming for that top spot when it comes to being a fashion girl, okay? I think she has her own, clothing line. She just has a lot of stuff going on. She has a new album coming out later on in September called Scarlet. I think this is her fourth studio album. Let me know, y'all, fans of Doja, anyone watching, if that's correct. I think this is her fourth studio album coming up. So we're gonna get into it. I mean, there's just been a lot of shit brewing in the past few months in terms of how she's been, kind of shying away, or not even shying away, more so just rejecting certain elements of her celebrity. She just wants to make hip-hop music, right? She wants to kind of move away from, I guess, the pop lane, as she's been particularly recognized for, right? That Planet Her album kind of definitely catapulted her in a new realm of music, of her in the pop culture realm. So we're going to get into kind of what's been going on with her, what's up with her, what's popping off with this album coming up, this tour, and just certain things maybe happening in her life right now that is reflecting kind of this rejection of fame and of celebrity. All right. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. All right. So I'm picking up, energetically, she's gonna forever be a troll. I just hope that people understand that with Doja, she's gonna live and die by being a troll. It's just never she really thinks sometimes that this fame, this celebrity shit is just all a fucking joke. She knows that there's an element of it that's real, but there's also an element of it that's not real to her. It seems so artificial and fake. And I think when she is kind of going in the throes of I don't know, I think sometimes she suffers from depression sometimes, and so it's there is something a bit anarchist and pessimistic about her, about the way in which she looks at the world, and the way in which she engages with the world too. Like there's a seriousness to her art, but there isn't a seriousness into like there's a seriousness to her art, but also like a playfulness to her art. She plays around a lot. So it's like, it's almost like she does it though as a way to not really always reveal certain things about her. So let's see what else. Dancing, the away in the reverse, and stuck. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna pull these cards up so that you can see it a little bit better. So we have dancing. We have the away card in the reverse. I'm going to show this upright so you can see it. The away card in the reverse. And then stuck. There's definitely something about her that is trying to almost like free herself of being trapped by what fame brings. She recognizes that like the more fame and celebrity that she becomes, the more expectations and responsibilities are put on her to fit and be something that she doesn't want to be. And so she's like, yo, I'm a dance that shit off. I'm a write that shit off. I'm gonna express myself in the way in which I want. So it's still like her, whatever she's doing right now, it's literally her trying to buck against the system in some way. And I use the system in air quotes because it's like, it's her perception that she's bucking away from a system of a repression, right? This stuck energy here. And this is just coming from her, like this is her perspective. She feels as though there's a form of repression when it comes to her celebrity. Like she feels repressed in certain ways because of the responsibilities and the expectations of her role. And it's funny because it's actually because of her career. This is tied to her career. I was having a conversation earlier today about Doja actually, and it was funny. It was brought up that like this is part of your job as an artist. Like this is the job part of her artistry that she doesn't want to do. It's the job part of her music, the job part of her musicianship that she doesn't want to do. She doesn't want to do the business part of it. And part of the business part, the business element is selling your art. I think people just like, there's an aspect here that you have to, the art that you're creating that is rooted in an expression or an element of freedom, of joy, of your energy, your livelihood, right? Your whatever that is when she creates music, when she is coming up with ideas for her music videos, when she has these alter egos, when like all the things, the fashion, all of that is an extension of self. But she recognizes that like, or maybe she's not recognizing, but it's like she's blaming the wrong people for this level of repression. She's blaming the wrong people, right? She like the energy of the fans, right? It's really funny because you know, she got upset with her fans I think in the past few months about them coming forward and informing her about, hey, you should probably stay away from whoever she's dating right now, some dude she's dating, some white dude. And, you know, I guess she started seeing like some of these fan groups and she's like, what the fuck? This is so strange. Like, y'all need to get a job instead of worrying about me and worrying about my life. And it's like, this is part of the construct and the system that she decided to buy into. That she decided to be a part of. And so it's almost like there's a consequence to that. There is an element of exchange here. And, you know, we're seeing a lot of her videos right now that is, people are like, oh, it's heavenly, you know, it's demonic. And like, you know, her videos are really like, the imagery is a bit more darker. It's funny. It's like she is going through, she's going through some, she's experiencing some shadow parts of herself. Like a lot of this album is going to be reflective of like the shadow element of herself, like some of the darker elements of herself that she is going to be, I guess, more realistic about, or Spirit's saying humanistic, but it's almost like there's something about this album where she's been having to write through her struggles, write through her issues, write through her pain, write through her depression, write through her sadness, write through her grief, write through her anger. Like it's just like she's writing through this Scarlet album, right? It's like almost like it's her writing through a dark period of her life. Spirit wants me to pull another card about this. Hold on. I don't know if she's answered, like, lucid. Okay, lucid. Let me show that to y'all. Lucid. Okay. It's almost like she's trying to work through her issues. And she's working through it in real time, actually. She's working through it in real time. There's a lot of things that people don't know about her life. It's just, you know. And Spirit's not going to have me share all those things. Like, that's not, you know, me as a reader. I'm not going to get into all the tea about her life and her family shit and her friend shit and her money shit and, like, her body shit. Like, she has just a lot of stuff. She has a lot of stuff. Like, she's aware of all of it, though. It's like she feels as though she can't get out of this box that people have put her in. It's like it's very much rooted in perception, man. It's literally like her subconscious, it's like she has to work through her trauma. That's what's coming up for me, man. She's got to work through her trauma, and there's an awareness, there's a high level of awareness here of some of the issues that has made her feel stuck, has made her feel like unapproachable, or like just, you know, I feel like there's so many, I mean, this also feels very typical, because I feel like this is just also an experience of human life. Like, it's so funny, because I'm like, yo, this reminds me of a Rihanna when she was in her rated R era. It reminds me of who else were like big pop stars that were going through like just periods of darkness, periods of rage, of anger, of like trying to find meaning, like it's just like this is just like an element of human, you know, it's just an element of the human experience of like, we all go through a period of darkness, of gloom, of sadness, of pain, of grief, of trying to figure things out, of feeling lost, feeling unaware, letting a lot of our shadow selves kind of take over our lives, right? And so we may get into vices, we may get into doing some dumb shit, we may make some dumb decisions in love and in relationships, and you know, and all these different things. And it's like it's a process. You have to work through it. You have to find a way to push through it. Like she has to tap into the creativity and artistry that has always been a part of who she is. It's part of her identity. Like she comes from a line of artists. Like her bloodline, her ancestral line has always been part of like creating, like creativity and creating worlds of like music, of dance, of acting, of like just creative shit. Like she comes from that ancestral line of creativity, and I feel like it's almost like an ancestral lesson of her having to parse and figure out who she is, what does she stand for, what is she about in these dark moments, these dark periods, these periods of questioning, of feeling like things are more enveloped or engulfing around her livelihood, about, you know, how she lives her life, because she feels like the critiques and the all these things are getting to her. Like there's an element here though of like, it's her some of it is her perception, some of it is just her perception about things. I think by her putting out the album, it's a way for her to feel like she's gonna try to take control of her life in a new way. It's supposed to empower her and for her to be more action oriented. But I think there's also an element here of like, she needs to shift her perspective. There's things going on that's more trauma related that she's tapping into, or she's focusing on more, instead of the joy, the movement, the creativity, the act of creating, the act of movement. Empowering herself through that, because these are the outer these are the outer cards here. As you can see, the way in which this is set up, this is what's happening outwardly, right? Her outer kind of energy, and this is what's happening inward, like heavy this, heavy feeling stuck, heavy feeling like she's in her head a lot. She's like, you know, that whole look at me, you're looking. It's like this whole, like, it's a dance here, man, for real. Like, it's this playfulness, it's this joking, it's this, but like underneath all that bullshit is like, she actually doesn't like all of this. There's a part of her that doesn't like all of this fame, but also wants the fame. Like, Spirit's saying she's lying to herself about certain things. She's lying to herself about certain things, because I think if she accepts the fact that she wants this, she then has to define, how does she want this to look like in her life? What is she going to allow in her life, and what is she not going to allow? It's almost like she has to set boundaries for her life, and she hasn't done that yet. So, yeah, she's Doja's interesting for her artistry and her music. Like, she seems to be trying to sift through and work through some of these issues. Energetically though, it's like she feels like she can't get out of the situation that she feels that she's in, but a lot of it is perception. Some of it is like her having to do some inner work, so then her outer world can be different. Like, that's some accountability shit that she got to be on. So we're gonna get into her music. She has an album coming out in late September, called Scarlet. This seems to be representative of an alter ego. I had looked at a Harper's Bazaar interview of her, and she was talking about how she was actually given a breakdown of the Attention video and everything that it meant, and she was saying how Scarlet represents like a rebirth or a new beginning for her. And it's really interesting because it's like she's still coming to terms with that. Like, she's still coming to terms with this new beginning. It's like she's trying to convince herself that she's moved on, or she's moving, like, she is moving into a new era musically, but in terms of her life, I don't think she's fully shifted everything yet. She hasn't fully shifted everything in terms of her personal life. Like, there's still a lot of stuff that's just hasn't been dealt with, that she got to deal with. Spirit, Can you give me a card about her music? What's going on with Doja Cat's music, her energy with this new album, Scarlet? Okay. Okay. Is it 1 or 2 cards? I'm gonna do 2 cards. You know, I be doing it though. Do it. Baby, if you like it, just reach out and touch it or whatever the fuck. I don't know them damn lyrics, so. The attention video was like, her videos are actually very creative, very creative. Spirit, what can you tell me about her music? Thank you, Spirit. What can you tell me about her music? Please provide me insight into her music. Okay, let's get into it, y'all. I got a whole bunch of cards here. We're going to see energetically what's happening. Sink into silence, ritual and ceremony. We got Jade and Pink Lotus, the Green Man, and Moss Agate. And then, ooh, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Child, and okay, whoa, okay, all right. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Okay, we have the Jade and Pink Lotus, okay? Sink into silence, reflection, tranquility. The Green Man and Moss Agate, ritual and ceremony, new spirit guides, tree wisdom. We got the Ace of Pentacles. We got the Ace of Cups. We got the Empress card in the reverse. King of Cups in the reverse. Okay, I'm showing this upright, but it's in reverse. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune upright. The Wheel of Fortune upright. She's searching for something in this album, but she's not going to find it. She's searching for something through this album, but she's not going to find it in this album. I think there's something here that's a bit warped to me. I'm picking up energetically, like there's something about this that feels a bit warped. There's Spirit saying it's faceless wisdom. It's faceless wisdom. She's trying to articulate that there's a wisdom that she has or an understanding that she has, but it's not there. Like she has the start of something, right? With the aces, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. It's like it's her start into tapping into something, but she's not allowing herself to go in deep enough. Like, oh shit. Like this is gonna be a bit surface level album. I feel like she's using this to just have fun. She's using this album to just have fun. This is the start of, I feel like, a series of music that she's going to be putting out. I feel like this is the start of a series of music that she's going to put out. This is the beginning of a new era for her. And that's what I'm getting energetically from the Scarlet album. It's going to be the start of something new for her to explore, but she has to tap into something a little bit more different, to be a bit more in depth. Like she's not interested in the beauty part of life. Like she's like I said, she's tapping into something a bit darker right now. And so the Empress usually in the reverse is somebody who you know, I think of most people consider the Empress to represent Mother Earth, right? And there's in upright, it usually represents someone who is about generation, and I mean to generate, not just. I mean, it could also represent generation in terms of the bloodline, in terms of continuing that on, but to generate to that creative element, that creative power, that ability to create, and not only to just create, but to create something that is beautiful, that is momentous, that is ever changing, that continue, like it produces full, it's bountiful, it's full, it's flowing. Like there's something very gorgeous about the Empress, and not just in the terms of like it's feminine energy, but just like there's something just gorgeous about the element of creation and being able to sustain and regenerate and regenerate. But when it's in reverse, there's something a bit volatile about it. There's volatility. There is in anger. There is a repression. Like there repression. There's something about here that is repressing. There's something about it that is, you know, like I think of mothers when say, I give you life and I can take that life away. It's very hardening. You know, people think of like the emperor as being like a harder kind of element. And I think because it's tied to a masculine energy, right? It's tied to masculinity in the way in which it's represented. But this in reverse to me is showing like, a level of volatility, like there's the earth, you know, when I think of, I don't know why I'm thinking of like climate change and everything, but it's like there's a something, there can be something very dangerous about earth, and the fact that it can be volatile. It can be volatile in a way that destroys. And Spirit's saying, like, in all seriousness, like, you don't want to play around with that. You don't want to play around with shit like that. And so I don't know if she's tapping into certain forces energetically. Child, it's feeling a little doom and gloom, ho. It's feeling, it's just feeling that way a little bit, because it's like the Empress here and the King of Cups in the reverse. It's like there's like it's someone who's like trying to. There's just something not true about this stuff. Like, I don't know how to else explain. There's just something not true about everything that she's putting forth. You know, and I think she's a bit upset that she's unable to do that. Like, it's something about not know, like the public not knowing the half, but it's like, yeah, of course not. Of course, most of us are not going to know the half. Like, we're not meant to know the half. The people who are part of the music industry and the music business know the half. They're the ones that know the bullshit and the hard work and the sleepless nights and the craziness and also the love and like the amazingness of being in the music business. And it's a very different beast and a very different monster that can swallow you the fuck whole. And I think it's almost like she's battling with that in some way. I don't know what it is. It's like, and it's so interesting because it's like you taking it out on the wrong people. You know, this whole thing with the fans, it's like, yes, there's an element of, yeah, I mean, these super fans, these fans who just be taking it to next level, ho, like, I be looking at y'all like y'all strange as fuck too. I sure as hell would. Like, if y'all getting y'all names, like, her birth name tattooed on your ass and shit, like, check yourself, ho. Like, check yourself. Please see what's going on. Seek some help. But this album that I think she's still gonna do well. Like, Doja is with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. I think it's gonna be, again, energetically, this is showing the start of something. And with the Wheel of Fortune upright, I think it is the start of something positive, but she's working through some really heavy energies with the Empress card and with the King of Cups in the reverse. She's working through heavy, volatile, deep, repressive energies. I don't know what it is. Like, stuff from childhood may be coming up. Like, just shit's gonna be coming up. Shit's gonna be coming up for her in this period of her life. I think, what, she's 27? Yeah, girl. I think this is going to be the start of her exploring new facets of her identity, new facets of herself. I think she's going to have to, Spirit's saying, die and be born again. Like, she's going to have to go, she's going through this is a transformative period for her. Like, it's reflective in her music. It's reflective in, like, I don't know, this dark energy is like, it's not really, I wouldn't even say it's not necessarily malevolent or dark or like evil. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole shit that she's trying to put forth, it's like, I think it's a manifestation of her subconscious working through some of the emotions that she's not fully able to articulate or name. So she's doing it through music. She's doing it through her art. You know what I'm saying? It's like the artwork is represented. Like, if you see some of the artwork that she put forth in the what's that song, paint the town red, that was her artwork, and it was like come to life. She's working through a lot of repressed shit. She's working through repressive shit. She's working through some elements here that are energetically and emotionally very like volatile and like heavy and like painful. And she's trying to, this is the start of her addressing it. This is the start of her addressing it. Yo. Yeah, it's way more like the red, the energy of red is very, again, red can usually represents like a level of volatility, of hotness, of fieriness, of warning, of stopping, right? And so this is an energy where it's like she's having to actually stop and take a step back and look at her motherfucking life and what she don't like about herself, what she don't like about the shit that's been happening to her in her music career, in her music life, in her personal life, in her, like, she's going through a growth spurt, and it's not nice. It's not nice. It's not pretty. It's not Planet Her. It's not a Planet Her hoe. This is not a Planet Her era. It is her sifting through gunk, sifting through murk, sifting through some shit that she got to deal with now. She has to deal with. That's what's coming through for her musically, and I think this album is going to be the start of her dealing with it. It's the start of it. It's not. This is just the beginning. The aces in this reading represent the beginning of her working through it. It's not the end. So this is the Wheel of Fortune also recognizes, like, this is also fated. There's something fated about this music coming out at this period in time of her life. There's something in terms of her destiny that is aligned with the music that's coming out and the shit that she's dealing with right now. This is probably of a higher lesson that she's going through. Yeah, it's growth. She's growing, man. She's dealing with growing pains. She's dealing with growing pains. There's nothing really else to say about this. And she's gonna have to really peel back. She's got to peel back some layers. She has to peel back some layers, peel through some of the shit that's been going on in her life, and it's going to show. It's showing up in her music. Like, best believe she's gonna talk about a lot of shit in this album, but it's the start of it. It's the start of her working through it. It's the start of her doing, like, it's the start of her addressing the shit. but she still got a lot of stuff to work through. She got a lot of stuff to work through. A lot of stuff. Yeah. So I think this is probably going to be the last segment of the reading on Doja Cat. We wanted to get more into her love life. I don't know. Spirit didn't say specifically love life. Spirit's saying love in general. And I think that encompasses so much. It encompasses so much more than just romantic life, right? It's like love of self, love of family, of friends, of the music, of like everything. So Spirit, what insider information do you have about Doja in regards to love? In regards to love, Spirit. Thank you. Woo. Yeah, Spirit's saying like she's working through those addictions that she's had. Like I was looking at a previous I was looking at interviews like years ago, and she's been working through shit, man. She's been working through some stuff. Like, yeah, she's working through shit. All right. Let's get into it, y'all. I'm going to show you the cards. I'm going to bring them up a little bit farther so you can see. So we got the High Priestess. We got the High Priestess card. We got the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands. And we got the Strength card. The Strength card. Thank you. All right. So Spirit was showing me that actually the High Priestess is reversed and the other two cards are upright. Or the first two cards are in reverse, or there's something about this middle card I'll probably talk through more, but this is actually upright. The High Priestess is in the reverse. It's just the way that my deck is in terms of the way in which it wants to be interpreted. But yeah, she's struggling with the High Priestess is the High Priestess in reverse is such a heavy card to get, because it's definitely a question of it's a lack of sometimes it represents a lack of self-trust, a lack of faith in oneself, heavy like self-doubt, heavy not being able to tap into a higher faith, higher power, but also just like not understanding oneself either. I feel like there is, it's like she, again, this has a lot to do with her subconscious. This has a lot to do with, man, she just has a lot to reckon with in this period of her life. I don't know all the stuff that she's gone through since childhood into her adulthood, but things are just going to keep coming up for her. Things are just going to keep coming up for her. It's like I don't know if it's Dark Night of the Soul. I don't know what it is, but she's going through a period of strife, of struggle, of trying to get understanding, trying to get a foothold of who she is. She's going through a period of growth, and with growth comes growing pains. She's just going through growing pains. She's not even 30 yet. Like she's going through growing pains. She's going through like just periods of like, man, I don't know if I can get through this, or like, oh my goodness, like something's gonna happen on tour. I'm picking up something may happen on tour where, like, I don't know if there's like an accident or just something may happen on tour. I don't know if it's gonna ever be reported, but it's something where it's like it's gonna be like some sort of mess, or just some kind of like, damn, some kind of disappointment. either she's gonna be disappointed or her team, like something where it's just gonna be some kind of mess that like she's gonna have to work through. She's just gonna have to deal with. She's gonna have to like address. It's just something about her tour. I don't know if it's gonna be like a falling out with the art. I don't know. It's something coming up here about a struggle or a strife or just some kind of issue with her while she's on tour. And I don't know if it's going to be reported or if it's going to be more so just kind of like very private, very like, we're not going to report this. This is not going to get out to any media. We're just going to try to deal with it in-house. Yeah, she's gonna keep trying to defend this relationship, but she knows it's a crock of shit. Spirit, do you want to tell me anything about this relationship that she's in right now? Anything you want to show me, Spirit? Thank you. Spirit's saying this Six of Cups is coming out in the reverse. Six of Cups in the reverse. This is to me, this is a karmic situation that this is all part of her growth, man. I'm telling you. Six of Cups, but it's in the reverse. Okay? It's in the reverse. Yeah. She is she gonna have she just gonna have a rough go. It's like, this is a karmic relationship. Some stuff may come up, like maybe he like represents something to her, or like, you know, I'm hoping this doesn't lead to anything abusive. This just seems to be a connection that is not as giving as she thinks it is. There may be some elements of codependency here. Let me pull one more card. Jay Cyrus, thank you, Jay Cyrus and Doja Cat. Yeah. It's heavy, like, ooh, anything else, Spirit? Oh, hold up. Whoa. Look at this. Cha. Whoa, 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 whoa. One more card, Spirit. Thank you. Doja and Jay. Like, she in love, ho. Girl. She about to get caught up. Look at this. She about to get caught up, ho. We got the Six of Cups. It came out in the reverse. We got the Ten of Cups. We got the Two of Cups. Heavy. What? And the Fool card. Child, she in rub-a-dub-dub love. Rub-a-dub-dub, ho. I don't know who this connection is interesting because there's some You want to give me one more card, Spirit? Okay, you sent me from this deck. Can you give me one more card that sums up their connection? One more card. Jay Cyrus and Doja Cat. Thank you, Spirit. Jay Cyrus and Doja Cat. Thank you. Jay Cyrus and Doja Cat. Thank you. Ooh, that's heavy emotions here. Heavy emotions. Like, she's in this shit. She's in this. She about to be crazy in love, ho, like Beyonce. Okay, this is the card I got. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, it's like, see, something about it is a little... It's interesting. Five of Cups. Heavy cups in this. Heavy cups here. We got the Five of Cups. And we got the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, it's like... It's not to say that this isn't surface level, because I think there's something about this that is not. You know, I think that there's a strong connection with this person. I don't know if, like, you know, they both have been dealing with, like, addiction in some level, or like getting sober or sobriety in their own ways, in different ways. But I don't know. I don't know if like, I don't know if she's gonna have a miscarriage or something. There's something here about her life that's like, with this man, I don't know. She wants to keep this very private. I'm not gonna get as much into this just because of like respect, just trying to respect that. Like, she wants to keep this very private, but you can see through the cards, this is someone she's heavily connected to. There may be an element here of wanting to build something like a life with this person. This is not, but I don't know if the work put in is going to be enough to sustain the relationship. I don't know if like they have enough of the other things. It's like heavy emotion. This is heavy emotion. And these energies signify, wow, this may be a really strong connection, like in terms of their pairing, in terms of their relationship, their connection, like family building, like, if you know what I mean, like potentially family building, a new life, a new start, right? That's why she's going through these growing, like there's growing pains that she's going through and shit she having to deal with, because there's something coming forth and springing forth in a new way, and that has to come through, or not, or maybe more of repeating a cycle. But she's gonna have to deal, this is gonna be a very significant relationship to her, and she's gonna have to figure out how to manage her life, how much she's gonna invest in this relationship, how much he's investing in this relationship, versus the love that they share between them. There's something here that's very, very key here. It's like an overflowing of emotion. So this is a significant relationship for her, actually. We're gonna see what unfolds, but she wants to keep it as private as possible. She don't want nobody in her business when it comes to this man. She don't want nobody in her business. None of it. She wants to keep it as private as possible. I think part of this element is also why she's been upset about fans having to give her insight. I think that's probably what she's being protective. She's being protective of her relationships. Not just the love, right? But she's very protective of this. She's very protective of this because of the energy that's coming from it. The energy, but there's something here about it that may not show that the work being put in, it may not show the work being put in effective or reflective of the love that they have. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it takes time to build that level of connection. I don't know how long they've been together or how long they've been connecting. But yeah, I don't know. This may be something long term, y'all. I don't know. We're gonna see. But yeah, she's definitely going through a period of transformation. She has to really address her lack of self-trust, her lack of when I think of strength, I think of someone who is also pretty grounded. Like there's just stuff that there's just some struggle, some strife, and growing pains that she's going through right now, and it's going to be reflective in her music. It's going to be reflective in her life. I think she may continue to have issues with her fans because, y'all don't know everything about her. The fans who may be watching this, Y'all don't know everything that's going on in her life. Y'all don't know her childhood. Y'all don't know everything about that lady. I don't know everything about that lady, right? Like me just even reading in this particular season of her life, you know, and so, but this is some of the lessons and some of the things that she's having to deal with. This may reflect other people and some of the situations that they're experiencing, like lessons about self-doubt, lessons of strife, of struggle, unfortunately, and of growing pains. This is a season for her of growing pains. She's growing, she is evolving, she is growing the fuck up, and with that comes more responsibility. It comes with dealing with your shit, taking accountability for your shit, preparing yourself, maturing yourself, addressing your trauma, addressing your bullshit, and also setting some boundaries. And so this is stuff these are heavy lessons with the major arcanas outside here and this 10 of Wands here. It is something that she is going to continue to work through, continue to process, and hopefully she gets out on the other side. Yeah, y'all. All right. That's my reading on Doja Cat. All right. I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's so good to be back, y'all. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. Again, if you would like to tip your girl, okay, that information is in the description box below. Of course, you know, I'm going to continue to ask y'all, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. All right, it's your girl Nisi here with Wild Pear Tarot, and you know I'm going to catch y'all later.